do you believe that you should have been tougher on Iran after they had launched ballistic missiles in 2020 on U.S. forces in Iraq, leaving more than 100 U.S. soldiers injured?
So, first of all, injured. What does injured mean? Injured means you mean because they had a headache, because the bombs never hit the fort. So just so you understand, there was nobody ever tougher in Iraq.
Oof. The Pentagon says 109 U.S. troops were diagnosed with traumatic brain injuries. That after Iran, a missile barrage in 2020, after that barrage, Trump dismisses them as headaches. Trump also weighed in on the conflict between Iran and Israel.
This has really been bad. But they have to finish that process. However it turns out, they have to finish the process. This is a little bit like two kids fighting in the schoolyard. Sometimes you have to just sort of let it go a little bit, and we'll see what happens. But it's really caused by a lack of respect for the United States of America.
Oh, my God. Michael Steele, it's not even funny. It would be, but it's just not.
It's not.
First of all, headaches, traumatic brain injuries, big difference. He doesn't care. For anybody who still doesn't get it, he doesn't care about anybody but himself.
He doesn't care.
But as a solution to the situation in the Middle East, let it go. We'll see what happens. Why doesn't he add in another token line that he always puts in there? We'll have a solution in 2 weeks. We'll have health care in 2 weeks, in 2 weeks, in 2 weeks. This man has no grasp on the issues and no answers and no solutions, just pat lines that he turns back to, almost like someone who's kind of grasping for an answer.
He is a fool, an incompetent individual who does not read even the briefings that he still gets as a former president on some of these things. So he at least have some workable knowledge of events there. He is waiting. He has to wait to be told what Putin tells him to think about this affair. Because that's where his alliance, his allegiance is. But the most galling and insulting part of this is to minimize the traumatic injuries to our servicemen and women who took the incoming barrage from Iranian missiles, and who, as been reported, were denied their Purple Hearts as a consequence of that, because the Pentagon was dancing around how not to offend the president, because he didn't think it was that important. And these were just headaches, or these were minor injuries. And he didn't want, here's the galling part, he didn't want that stain on his administration, where something like this happened on his administration, on his watch. That our soldiers were injured in conflict, and now he wants to whitewash it and say, "Oh, injured. What does injury mean? What does being injured mean?" Well, it means you get a Purple Heart for the services that you provided our country to protect and defend us on foreign soil, to represent our interests and protect our interests. But that is a foreign concept to this man. And the country needs to wake itself up out of this stupor, because this does not get better with him there. He will not solve these problems. He is the progenitor of these problems. He will be the focal point of the expansion of these problems, because they're unimportant to him. And, you know, we're 30 some days out from an election in which half the country is looking to put this idiot back in office. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This is the man who diminishes the public. I don't want to go to that graveyard because there are dead soldiers there when he's in Europe, in France. I think that John McCain's service, well, he got captured. No appreciation of what that means to have a soldier who gives up coming home because he didn't want to leave his fellow servicemen behind. I mean, this lack of appreciation is a stain on our country when it comes from a president. And I think y'all need to think about this long and hard, because you think this is going to be somehow different, that the Middle East problems just going to go away soon as Donald Trump is inaugurated, that Putin is going to sit back and go, you know what, Donald Trump is now president. Oh, my God, let me get out of Ukraine. Come on, stop being stupid, people.